Welcome everyone. I'm steaming my face right now because I ran outside with my personal trainer and I just want to make sure my face is not burning from the sun toasting me earlier. So, drop your city and state in the comments and hit the like button if you can. I know everywhere on your YouTube screen, everywhere on your subscriptions, everybody's going, talking about the situation we're currently in. And here's the thing, y'all gonna overdose on the bad stuff. Y'all gonna overdose. Listen, we know people ain't paying their rent. We already know. We know people ain't paying their cars. We know people are, doing something silly. I was watching videos of Oakland. Kids were doing, these wheelies with these cars and sitting out the window and they were like, oh, it's an Oakland thing. Chill out, right? It's a Bay thing. Mind your business, right? Then I watched some videos today of New Yorkers. What's up, South Korea? Riding their bikes in the streets. And here's the thing. I want to sing the Bob Marley song. Every little thing gonna be all right. Now, is April going to be a little rough? I unfortunately agree it's going to be rough. Most people have, 2 weeks, a month in them. I'm not smoking anything. This is a facial steamer. I'll pull it up. It's called the Dewy. It's a cold steam for your face. I went running with my trainer in the by the office, and my face is dry, and the sun kind of hit me hard today. So I'm steaming my face because it's going to be sunburnt tomorrow. I didn't put any lotion on my face before I went out running. But here's the thing: we know this. We know most people can't last 2-3 weeks or a month. And I'm a reason I believe that. I'm in Austin, Texas, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm home." But today on the roads were packed today. I mean, literally, it's dewy. It's a dewy steamer, Dewey. They need to give me some sponsorship because it's like burning my face up. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing: change is coming, and I want you guys to brace yourself, right? Like, don't overdo the YouTube negativity. I'm gonna try my hardest. I don't always win with the positive stuff, but I'll try. I'll try really hard this month to give you guys positive information and positive stuff you can do in the economy. Because, today I saw a ton of people out there. Ton of people. They were just out there, just living life or going to wherever they needed to go. And I am a very staunch person. Yeah, you're in Austin? Okay, so yeah, the traffic was up. I'm a very big believer in the South and the Southeast when it's already 80 and 90 degrees and people are thinking this is like a cold, like, oh, this is just like a cold. I'm going outside. You're gonna have high numbers of it. And then when you have people whose kids and spouses are driving them crazy, they're gonna be outside walking that dog 20 times a day. They're gonna go outside, they're gonna smoke cigarettes, they're gonna do something outside. Now, the thing I need you guys to wake up and realize is don't get lost in the news. Worry about yourself, right? Like that little girl said with the seatbelt, worry about yourself. What is the projects you're working on right now to create stability for you? What are the projects you're working on? Because here's what I'm hearing. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm not paying this rent. I'm not paying these car payments. I'm not paying all this stuff. And yet they don't understand, in order to win in life, life is about change and life is about keep moving, right? Now, what do I mean? If you don't pay April, May, June, when July hits, when August hits, when September hits, what do you think these landlords will do? When it is time for kids to go back to summer school, and all these teachers are like, I ain't doing no summer school, these teachers will be teaching summer school. Yes, they will. They will. And the thing about it is, like, I know everybody's sitting here like, oh, the economy can't take months off. Yeah, it can. I drove by a shipping and packing company, and all 200 parking spots they have were full. Like, all they men that work at that packing company was there today. Okay. When I drove by this other location, everybody and their mom was in that parking lot. They were working. They were working. Thank you, Foxy Alchemist. Thank you for finding me. Make sure you guys hit the like no time. Oh yeah, I mean Taylor Scott. Those people are going to be hit with the 15-day notice. Even the people acting like they're not going to pay their mortgage because California said they didn't have to pay their mortgage. Honey, California, you want to not pay mortgage in California? Honey, they coming to get you. Okay, and so, listen, King Ellie, we're not going to share that today. That's too much. I mean, again, people, 80% of the industry, like, not everybody lives in apartments. A lot of people live in small towns, medium towns. If you read the book Frugal Woods, if you read the thing Upside, most people, what they're going to do is they're going to move more people into their space. You know, the cousin who was getting kicked out of their apartment, or the mom who was doing this, they're going to come move in together. They're going to come together with all their part-time jobs and pay the rent, or part-time work and pay the rent. This is what has happened before. This is what happens in Europe. This is what happens in every city. This is what happens with college students. This is what happened with even senior citizens. They're starting to see an uptick of people where multiple people are living in a home. This is what is going to happen. And so I think people are acting like, oh, Trump's rushing us to be open. Most people in this country can't make it. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe in Cheesecake Factory. I don't believe in a lot of these places that, oh, we couldn't pay rent. Yeah, the past 2 years, there's been a downturn in, let me reshape how I want to say that. The past 2 years, we were due a recession. We were due. And we were just kind of dragging it along. We were due and it was dragging along. And so this is just put it in stone. That's all it did. If you don't believe me, watch my last video. I talk about, 25% of the economy, workers can go home and it won't change. Tomorrow, if you send 25% of the workforce home and then say in May, y'all can go back to work, guess what's going to happen? The road's going to be packed. People going to be working. And people don't have jobs. They're going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry your husband don't have a job. That's terrible, right? Like, and then they're going to go about their life. And I think this is a perfect time to set yourself up to win. Now, I'm big on consistency. You've seen me here on YouTube for years. You see, every day I put 120% in, and I put 120% in all the damn time. And what disheartens me is, like, I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into my work. And when people sit here and go act like that ain't enough, you have to realize that, like, some people out here are going to become multimillionaires this year. They just are. It's not even, it ain't got to be me. It could be other truckers. It could be a lot of people, because there are people who are so into debt up to their eyeballs that somebody else can come along and say, hey, here's this. And the best way I can think of it is, there's a movie I used to watch, and the guy just ended up buying all these people out because they were in bad situations. And it's a Dewey facial steamer, DEWEY. And here's the deal. These companies knew, oh, perfect. They're not paying rent. We ain't going to pay rent. All these Papa John's. Let me tell you something. I used to work at Papa John's a long time. And you guys know my story about how I was in that one town delivering pizzas. And I literally laughed because the owner came by one time. And she was a crazy woman. But they were complaining about something. Like, the landlord didn't want to fix something on the building. And she's like, you would think somebody who paid their rent up for a year would come out here and be quick to fix our stuff. Now, I was being nosy, but it was already like February. And I was like, dang, she paid it up for the year? You guys have to do the math on some of these locations. These places, and I'm not saying every place is like this, but if your rent is like $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, some of these businesses have already paid it up for the year with a credit card, with different stuff, because they know as long as they can keep the building, they can make inside work. Rent is not last thing paid when it comes to business. So I literally want you guys to understand, like, people are like, oh, the Cheesecake Factory, da, da, da. I'm like, listen, no, these companies aren't broke. These companies are conserving. That's all they're doing. They're just holding back a little bit and then boom, launch out in June. Because what happens when they lift this, if April 30th is the last day, great. And May 1st is the first day everybody get to come out of their house, because you got to realize in America, summer is our time. Like, when you go to Europe in June, July, August is the time to be in Europe. That's the same with America. People come to America, they fly over here, they go fill up our national parks, people do road trips. And And so the thing of it is, what you're trying to get people to understand is when May comes, these companies know you're going to be so ready to get out of the house and eat out and go to the movie theaters. They're sitting back. I noticed here in Austin, 4 movie theaters had just been built, like an AMC over here on Tech Ridge, another AMC somewhere, like brand new stuff. So you think they just gonna give up because they closed a month? Oh no, baby. They're gonna stack those movies back to back. Tom Cruise, all these movies that are supposed to come out in this spring, they're gonna come out in the summer. That's just all it is to it. Like, this is a great time to launch yourself. If you're at home and you got a brand you're working on, be consistent and work on it. You got a blog, you've been blogging on, blog on it, blog your heart's desire. Because at the end of the day, what you got to realize is one thing doesn't stop you. One person doesn't stop you. Like, thank God I'm a military kid and I traveled the world. This isn't vaping, honey. This is a facial steamer. Please learn what a facial steamer is, you guys. Again, this is a facial steamer. Take care of your skin. Some of y'all is not taking care of your skin. That's what you're showing me tonight, okay? Your face is probably ashy, okay? All right. So anyways, thank you, everybody. Anyways, no, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you for those who are going to come after you. After you. Right. Well, and part of why I'm trying to tell y'all this is if you can make it the next 2 weeks, the 30 days, you're going to be straight. Now, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? Because the government just did a adrenaline shot to the heart. They got everybody and their mama applying for government aid, applying for government loans. Again, it's our money. Taxation is theft. That's just for the record. It's our money, and they're just redistributing it. Why? Because they don't want the place to fall down. And they know some of y'all, some of y'all been having this hobby business for 5 years. You know what? They're going to let you slide through the door. Some of y'all been having a business and it was struggling. Some of y'all going to slide through the door. Now, why is this important? Because I believe May we're going to have a boomerang. Now, what is a boomerang? It's not going to be, everybody's not going to recover. People who trimmed the fat and got real tight for this 2 months, this March and April, because you got to realize, we've only been down pro style. I'm going to clarify. People will always have money for the spin on stupid crap. Pro style, let me make it very clear. People will always figure out in their budget how to get cake, how to get cookies for their kids, how to get new sneakers. People will always figure out a way how to go to movies. I mean, I had friends who, in North Carolina, there are several movie theaters to do a Tuesday night, $5 Tuesday. And when I moved to Texas, I was looking around, where the $5 Tuesday at? There ain't none. It's Texas. There's money being made. But in North Carolina, there's a $5 Tuesday because the movie theaters in certain parts know the movie theater gonna be dead. And I hate going to it. That's how bad it is. You go and it's packed with everybody and their mama and they bad kids. And the popcorn's $5. Everything's $5. It's $5 movie day, Tuesday. And so I would go and the parking lot would be packed from the rooter to the tutor. You'd have whole families. You'd have a family of 5 out, family of 7 out. I mean, everybody would be out. Now, many people be like, well, dang, they had to wait till Tuesday to go to movie theater. People don't care. People will figure out a way in their budget. And don't take my word for this. Go look this up. In the last recession in 2009 and 2008, 2010, what was the thing that survived the most? The movie theater. Now, you may say, well, Erica, you had a lot of the Avengers stuff going on. You had a lot of these blockbuster superhero movies. This is true. But people put money in their budgets for what? The movie theater. And movie theaters, and this is part of why I'm trying to tell y'all this. This is why AMC, this is why all these movie theaters are building more movie theaters, because they know if you don't have no money for nothing else, you will come to the movie theater. You will spend some money. There you go. AMC has a list subscription for $25 a month. You can see 3 free movies each week, and you get points for popcorn and liquor. You know why, Jaws 2003? By the time you get there, you done paid $25, right? You done got there. You're going to buy popcorn. You're going to buy food. You're going to buy a drink. You're going to squeeze your money. $5 thanks, Regal. Nope. We had $5 Monday. There you go. $5. Listen, when they know Mondays are gonna be terrible, they're like, what can we do? $5 Monday, $5 Tuesday. And I was in a military town, so it's like 10 military dudes pile out of a car and come to the movie theater, $5 Tuesday. And you're like, what is y'all doing? Don't y'all gotta get up early? But it was $5 Tuesday. That's right. When people are suffering, they pay for entertainment, they pay for escape. Listen, you can look back to the Great Depression. Why did they have these amazing broadcast TV shows on the radio? Like literally a whole action to be going on via the radio into people's homes. Books sold a lot during the Great Depression. Entertainment stuff sold a lot during the Great Depression. Do you know what I'm saying? And so what I see for April's going to be rough. I have a lot of truckers applying for jobs who are like, yo, I got to go out. I'm like, hey, have you been driving trucks? Nah, I took a couple months off because the winter, and this is something very popular a lot of truckers do. I took off the winter, and now March is a hailstorm. I got to work now. And so they're on edge. They're like, Erica, I got to go right now. Send me out as far as possible and send me back. And I was like, dang. Yeah, you can't really see it because of the camera, but my face is pretty much sunburnt right here. I didn't put anything on my face today when I went. I didn't realize my trainer was going to make us go really jog for real. I thought we was going to do like little sprints or something. No, we was really jogging. I was like, I didn't really sign up for this today. My face and my lungs didn't sign up for this. So I need to see my face so it doesn't burn or it doesn't peel bad tomorrow. But my thing is preserve. Hold on. The part of the reason I'm sitting here talking to y'all about Terry's classes, about whether stocks go up or down, you need to be able to be trained enough to know whether, what you're doing makes sense. Same thing. Like Todd Milley got an options course. Who else am I thinking of? Kamoy, tech writing with Kamoy. Some of y'all know y'all not going back. Some of y'all know y'all not going back to regular work, right? You know it. So this is the time. This is the time like never before. If you was going to make that move, baby, you better make it. If you was going to make a slide, now is the time. And I've met people who started entry level and now are like VPs over the whole departments. And it's because they're consistent. They don't let one thing, one monkey stop their show, right? Yeah, Wall Street Trapper. Again, there's a lot of people out there who are teaching you the fundamentals of investing. And I'm not saying don't invest in stocks. I'm not saying don't invest in real estate. What I am saying is train yourself in this downtime to launch this summer. It is a season of change. And every season I ask myself, is this person, I'm very big on when I put out the journal, and for all of you who bought the journal, so salute the Classy Climb Planner. I really put it out there because I want you guys to really take an inventory of 150 people you have contributing to your life. And when I say contributing, it don't mean money. It don't mean, it don't mean what you think. Some of y'all are going to take it too far. But contributing in any way, like interaction, your thought process, like talking to people, you have to really like examine that. And this is a perfect time to. Who's called you while you're home? Who's had your back while you've been in these times? Who's literally diligently working still? You really have to focus on that. And yes, Trey, your boss can laugh, but you don't have to focus on it. All you have to focus on is seriously putting your head down and getting tech writing jobs and expanding yourself. And the more you do that, woo, tech writing with Kamoy Matthews. That's right. And so I want y'all guys to not be discouraged because it's going to probably be 2 weeks right now. 2 weeks where it's going to be bad. Now, why is it going to be bad? Because most people done ran out of that. Like, you talk to most people, oh, I totally have all these reserves. Nah, stuff happens. People don't keep reserves like people think they do. You just don't. And what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to wake up and realize they're not going to have a job to go to, or the company they're working for is like, oh, okay, sorry about you. Right. And a lot of people thinking, well, I'll just apply to unemployment. And I'm like, that's the wrong move. This is the time to increase your value. This is. Things are going to be tight till May. They really are. It is. It's Trump with finger waves. I thought it was hilarious. I like putting pictures up that make y'all laugh. Things are going to be tight till May. Yeah. I mean, that's literally what's going to happen is, in May. It's going to be lit. VA has a tech writer job for 6 months last month for $35 an hour. How long does the class take with Kamoy? Are they still hiring tech writing? Plus, did you get my email, Erica? What was your email? I've gotten like 100 of y'all emails with resumes. It's a crazy week. You're going to have to hold on. Every Monday now is Black Monday now. I work in higher ed. If enrollment drops, I'll be out of a job. Although I'm working remotely, currently working on Plan B. Listen, thank you, Big Willie, for the $2 super chat. Thank you, Erica. The biggest thing, and there's 130 of y'all here tonight. What's up? Hit that like button. And here's the thing, like, higher ed is going to be changed. It just is, right? Now, here's a twofold. Here's one road and the second road. Plan A is what people did last recession. When stuff got tight, they went back to school. That's what a lot of people did. They went back to school. They racked up debt, Then someone came out and applied for disability. They was doing the most, right? The thing this time is that student loan debt, nobody wants to carry that, right? If they don't think they can get it forgiven, they don't want to carry it. So people won't be going back to college like they did last recession. They just won't, because they see it as like, ooh, like they can't let go of that money. Refix your sentence. You said owner OP, what? Caught you right before a bit. Industrial Revolution 2, yeah. LOL, I'm not applying for disability. Listen, some people are, right? Student loan debt is a bubble, but here's at the end of the day, like, no one forced your kid to go there, right? No one forced you to go there. A lot of people, again, trades pay. And what happens is you'll have somebody come out of college, they not working nowhere, and you suggest a trade to them and they look at you like you stupid. Yeah, people looking for tech certs. And I think the thing is, what's wrong is a lot of people get mad because they're like, every time I bring Kamoy on, the first thing society does not force people to go to college. Let me tell you something. The number one thing is your family. Trade schools are college. Community college is college. That's ego. That's pride. That's ego and pride. Oh, society train. No. If you ain't studied all high school and you wake up senior year like, well, I'm going to college. For what? You ain't studied in all these years. That's pride and ego. That's group think. Well, my friends are going, so I'm going. Nah, you need a job. and this is part of like the change. This is part of the change. Like, again, I'm doing this because I want you guys to reshape your life daily. Like, just some reflection. This is the best time ever to sit down and like just reflect on your life. Now, there's something Glenda Cameron saying that was cracking me up, talking about people are going to be getting divorces. And it's not because they're going to be like, oh, I hate my spouse. It's going to be like, do I want my life to go in this direction? That's all. And for me, it's all about direction. Like, I've had a direction in mind for years, and no one and nothing is going to stop that. Point blank, period. Like, nothing and no one. Nothing and no one's going to stop that. Nothing and no one's going to come and poke the bear. Like, yeah, no one's going to stop that. Student loan will age garnets even in your Social Security. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Former middle class don't have any idea how to help their kids. Offering college is all they're new. This is true, but yeah, I would call it the former. I would say working middle class. I mean, again, when I went to school, East Carolina, and people may think I'm being totally dramatic on this. When I went to school at East Carolina, I'm being careful. I mean, when I went to school in East Carolina, I went to school with people who East Carolina had formerly been this school that no one really went there. It was always these Northerners going there. It was New Yorkers. It was Pennsylvania, DC, second, third generation people going there to ECU. It was kind of the school that was in the state, but nobody really went, right? And then the year I went, I started going in 2002, 2003. All of a sudden, it was like, everybody's here. And it was crazy because you'd be in class with people who'd be like, they try to turn your nose up at you. Be like, oh, you're like the first generation to go to college. Or for some of the kids, how they talk to them, I thought it was rude. And what I realized is that we weren't middle class. They were. They were second and third generation people coming down from New York. Parents knew it was cheaper to pay $20K to send them out of state than to pay New York prices. And they had jobs when they were going back. I would meet people and I'd be in senior classes with them and they're like, oh yeah, I already got a government contract job, in Virginia and I'm leaving, da da da. I'm like, dang. Or I would meet people who they were like, yeah, I got my job offer. I went ahead and filled out for a townhouse in Raleigh. It's 55,000, and this I'll tell you how long ago it was. It was 55,000 in this one area near Cary before Cary really really blew up. And they would be like, oh yeah, my parents just had to send me $3,000 for the down payment. And you'd be sitting in class and listening to that. And in those moments, I keep telling people, you had to know you weren't middle class. The small thing of $3,000 helping them get into a home. Do you see what I'm saying? Like $3,000 down payment to get in a home. The average American don't have $400 to $1,000. Do you see what I'm saying? And so when people say, well, I'm middle class, or no. That's why I say middle class is old kids who come from families who are business owners, high skilled trade. Even if like there's a show on CNBC, watch it. It's called Blue Collar Millionaires. It's where people own AC companies and plumbing companies, and they do these huge construction projects, and they make a ton of money. And there's just levels to this, and so kind of know where you are and brace for the change. The best thing I can say is I saw this video earlier where the guy was talking about how they had all these bread lines and help lines in Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania. Which I'm like, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ain't they near farms? Which is, ignorant of me to say it like that. But again, people have not prepared long-term in any aspect of their life. Their kids, where they're going to go to school, where they're going to work. They're just saying, I've been saying this channel for a long time. If you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're going in 5 years, you're already there. If you don't have a plan for next month, for April, for May, for June, July, you're already there. Straight up. I can tell you right now, like I ate deep into my savings to make sure everything went straight this year. And nothing and no one, again, I keep telling you, nothing and no one's going to stop me. Stop my direction, stop the growth of companies, stop the growth of going forward. We're going forward. Anybody not on the bus going forward can get off. That's just is what it is. And you have to put that line in the sand at your house. Like, we're not going to sit here and be in fear all day. I've noticed people who like turn their whole Facebook into like, oh Lord, help us, Lord. I'm like, hey, chill out, right? And you can tell when people are so self-absorbed, they don't know what's going on with anybody. They don't care. I remember this guy was messaging on my Facebook and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I thought you're a real estate agent. I'm like, dude, that was 4 years ago. Dude, I have like all these trucks. I have an office. I'm investing. Like, you're talking to people and you realize people are so self-absorbed that you could be sitting right beside them for years and they have no clue about you, who you are, your integrity, your fortitude, and what you will do. They have no clue. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, cool. A lot of people ain't paying attention. Your friends ain't paying attention. Shit, your spouse might not even be paying attention. You doing stuff. I just watched the Ozark season 3. I almost got it done. I think it's too much. 2 episodes left. And I laughed because they were sitting here in this constant battle with each other on this show, like constant battle, like sabotaging each other. And finally the guy, I'm not going to give the whole season away, but the guy was like, what do you want? And the guy was just like, he didn't have an answer. So he kept beating him up and slapping him. What do you want? Right? Like from the girl in a Notebook. What do you want? And finally he was just like, he wants to win. That's all. He just wanted to win. And he was doing dangerous everything, just wanting to win. Hey, I see you're persistent. Congratulations on that. My assistant, again, I have like 100 resumes, you guys. I really thank everybody. We can only hire 1 or 2 people at a time. like I have my mechanics in the office helping some this week. After this week, the hurdle of this week, then next week we can talk about picking some people up or coming by and doing 1 or 2 days a week or just adding to the schedule, because really at the end of the day, employees don't cost you anything if you know the goal you're trying to go to. So a bachelor's degree seems equivalent to a high school degree nowadays. I don't know about that. The reason I say I don't know about that is because an English degree, sure, a communications degree, and I've said this and I pissed one of my friends off bad, but English and communication degrees, what you need that for? Right? They make it seem like it's a gateway to go do other stuff, but really, again, you have to really have a direction you're trying to go when you go to college. And again, people are like, well, nobody in my family told me. Okay, hey, we get it. But you can't be in your 30s still blaming your mom and dad and cousin and them for not helping you. It's time to pick up and commit and move on. This is definitely a time to reset, relearn, study. Yeah. Like, again, you'll talk to people and they're just like, just trying to make it. And you're like, nah, baby, you got to do more than that. You got to do more than just try to make it. Like, you got to think. You got to use your head and think. And my thing is always stay away from people who are willing to burn everything. Just, you got to stay away from people who are willing to burn everything. And what do I mean, burn everything? I mean, when people are overly emotional, when people don't make logical decisions, when people rather burn their own hand than to make logical choices, you got to get away from those people. I'm serious. I mean, like, I remember I was talking with this couple and the guy was like, we're going this way. Rentals, everything. We're going this way. And like, they were saying how they kept trying to convince their family. And I go, that's just it. Some of those family members rather burn their damn hand off than go where you're trying to go. And you have to leave them. You have to go, okay, cool. I'm not going to force this new identity on you. I'm not going to force this new direction on you. Only people who are committed to going this direction will go with me. And you don't even have to tell people that. You don't even have to tell people that. They know it in your actions. You are either walking alongside me this way, or I'm leaving, or I'm just walking, right? It's not even about ultimatums. And this is where you lose your friends and your families and your spouses. Like, people like, my friends and family and spouse, they're supporting me in my decision. And it's like, wait a minute. This is your decision. You want them to pat you on the back for your decision? Listen to what you're saying. You want another grown person to actually stop what they're doing, actually listen to you, pay actual attention to what's going on with you, and agree with your decision about what's doing best for you. Think about that. You sound crazy. You can't control another adult. People are irrational. They will do weird craziness. And you just look at them like, okay, thank you for showing me who you are. We're done. And you let people do craziness. You let them do craziness, but you don't have to participate. But you can't force them to participate. Like, there's so many people. That's the number one consulting call question I get is like, how do I get my fans and family to be on board? You got to be on board. You got to be consistent. You got to show them that you're going this way. And that's their, if you coming home every week like, man, I just don't know about this. I don't know if I should invest in a truck. I don't know if I should invest in real estate. I just don't know if I should. Like, every time you do stuff like that, it just adds a brick onto the wall for them to come and throw it at you. Like, oh, he's uncertain. He should come back and do what everybody else is doing over here in our family circle that's happy. Again, put it on a shirt. Nothing to no one. That's right. Kamoy's tech writing class. Somebody, let me see if I can put the link inside the chat. Y'all be acting like, what? And I talk about it like every show. Every show. I think I'm gonna have Kamoy come on Thursday afternoon. I think it was Thursday. Yeah. And she can, her and Chris Johnson can come on and talk tech. There's the tech writing course in the chat, y'all. Make sure you share that repeatedly. You can't say a word, Sherlock Holmes, because they are demonetizing you. I'm not even going to repeat what you said. Because they're demonetizing you. They're trying to stop false information and conspiracy theories, and Skynet's doing whatever it can. So I'm not even going to read what you put out loud because they'll demonetize this video. I was first generation as well. That's right. For profit universities, we're trying to rope people in. It's a new day. Get on board or get left. I mean, this just is what it is. See, that's the thing, Landon. Again, I'm going to say this. I'm going to read this, and I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. Landon, a lot of peeps with degrees here look down on municipal workers, but now I make a middle-class salary with pension and no student debt. Landon, Again, that's looking outside yourself and wanting someone outside yourself to validate you. You cannot do that. Results matter. Where you live matters. No debt matters. Having vacations and not stressed out about paying the credit card later, that matters. And we have a lot of like working middle class families, I'll say that way, or people who are in trades making really good money, like still concerned that, I never went to college and I'll never sit in that side of the group. Like, let that go. Who cares? Results matter. The guy or girl who lives a nice life right now matters. My friend's an engineer. She's a woman. And people are always like, oh, girl. But now she literally has a better house than everybody know, better car than everybody we know, nice looking husband. Husband's actually younger than her. Like, who cares? Like, you really have to focus on that. See if I can make the thing go down. Exactly. You don't. A lot of times a certificate will do. People don't want to talk about that though. East Carolina used to have, East Carolina has a thing of every 4 years, it'll be really great, then poopy. Really 4 years, then poopy again. What do I think about owner operators? Get in the game. Make a decision. Commit to something. That's not what the show's about tonight. Yep, it's a show called Blue Collar Millionaires. Middle class is 135K and up. Yeah. Sherlock Holmes, I teach a great course. Sherlock Holmes just asked, how do I get into the business of YouTube? Do I just run right in or is it more complicated than that? Well, Sherlock Holmes, your girl Erica Williams has a whole course called Six Figure YouTube, where every Wednesday or so we do live trainings, helping the students connect with each other and also ask questions, also share their YouTube pages and help them grow. This is a wonderful time to be a part of YouTube. Welcome to the family. With every societal shift, they're good or bad, there's an immense opportunity to be had. Oh, yeah, for sure. My dad always pushed for education, but always told us to have a trade as a backup. That's why he taught me and my brother how to drive trucks. Listen, I've met a lot of guys who drove trucks for 2 or 3 years and then went and did something else. I've met a lot of those guys. And there's even 1 or 2 guys who now drive for me who went to go to a different job and it's closed now because of what's going on. And so they hop back in the truck. It's a great skill to have. Like, you ain't got to do it forever, but it does bring in money. There's more than 2, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, but that's just it. I know people like, oh, it's been only going for 2 or 3 weeks, but that's not it. Our economy for the past 2 years has kind of been on a like shaky leg, and waiting for that last chip to fall. Like even last year, we had over 6,000 places closing stores. You had people maxed out on credit cards last year. You had people 90 days late last year with the cars. And now they're talking about 6 months, no payments. 6 months with a car, no payments. 84 months terms. How many years is 84 months? Y'all put it in the chat. And they're not going to even want that car in 84 months, okay? I had to drop a friend. He would only talk about himself. Yeah, it's called narcissist. I like the Ozark. People kept saying it was boring. This season's just intense. Listen, stay away from people who are willing to burn everything. Y'all can tag me on Instagram saying that. You can tag me all over the place. Stay away from people willing to burn everything. To be right, to be vindicated, to be justified. That's an unstable person. Because logic usually reigns and you go, there's some balance to this. And if somebody's willing to just burn a whole house down just to get a spider out of the corner, okay. And you should run. By now they know how you operate. That's right. There's a t-shirt or a meme that says, be yourself, they'll adjust. And it's just the truth. Taking Kamoy's class. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you, Art of Becoming More. Ready to win, infamous. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? When people ask people that, people used to get so offended. And I go, that's just, where have you been doing introspection? Like right now, everybody I've been talking to lately is like, oh, you watching anything good on Netflix? I'm like, no, I'm spending time reading, getting ready for the year, for the spring. I got big plans. And you can just see in their eyes, like, oh, that's different. Like, this is the perfect time people should be getting deeper to know their kids, spending this time, and they're not. Oh, yeah. Whenever you have ideals, there's an article saying when you talk about your ideals, it makes you actually feel better than just accomplishing them, because sometimes it's called intellectual masturbation. People love to talk about what they gonna do and then they don't do. And sometimes you can show them better, you can tell them. That's just all there is to it. Sometimes you can show people better than you can tell them. And again, do not be around people who will willingly burn a whole house down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dang, Anita Reeves said, you better say that. I've had a rental property for a year and ain't said nothing to my family about it yet. I'll be resented for thinking I'm better. Honey, go get two more and still don't say nothing. And look back and be like, what? Oh girl, I've been had these. These nothing new. 5 years from now, just act like you know what I'm talking about. People, I can tell y'all right now, in the past 5 years, people were like, Erica, just go get a job, just stay being a manager at Home Depot. I mean, Lowe's. Won't you just stay being an apartment manager? And now some of them same people are the ones calling me for money. Okay. I said what I said. D Nice, I'm actually not focusing on anything right now. Only thing I'm focusing on is truck performance, YouTube course, and I was trying to put together this things you should do in a downturn course, like recession scaling course. What are things you can do from home? All the type of jobs and things you can services you can provide. And I just want to do live training with that course. So I'm gonna see if I can get it kicked off today. I know. It's like people want the stock market to always go up, and the stock market doesn't represent the real economy. I know Terry might beat my legs for this, but it just doesn't. Like, to me, where it represents the everyday economy is when I see multiple stores open, when I see young people walking around with a little bit of spending cash, when I see there's just several indicators other than that. Like, so stay-at-home moms went up 13% in the last decade. Now, people may say, oh, Erica, that doesn't mean anything. These women, no, it does. If you're in a situation enough where you can come home and stay with your child and it went up 13%, those 13% people, trust me, are in a better economic position than you. Those are true indicators of what I look for in the economy. I look for marriages. And people are like, oh, marriages, that's a sucker game. You got these sad, bitter pills on the internet crying all day. But like literally all the marriage venues in Austin were absolutely booked for the year, the past 5 years in a row. And they keep building new venues every year and they're all damn booked. Like even right now in Austin, some people are getting in trouble because they still having their dang on weddings. Knowing it's the time they're supposed to be in the house and they still having the same weddings. Oh, the boat party's still going down. It's August. It's August in Texas. Texas open right now. like it's going down in August. August 1st and 2nd. Welcome to Texas. That is funny, low playing figures. Companies are now looking at portfolios with projects too much on YouTube. So you become self-taught. Colleges are phasing out. Have a degree in communication. Decide to join the military, pay off the debt. No one's coming to save you but yourself. Listen, I'm telling you, join the course. YouTube course, been the bartender. Exactly. Trademark that saying. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I'm just telling you that from life. Like, I'm a military kid. I lived in multiple cities and states. I've been through hard times. I've got it out the mud. I've been working my ass off, and no one and nothing is coming to take that away. Let me make that very clear. No one and nothing. So I love when we have silly people. Who me wants attention, everybody? Who me wants an attention? Let's give him attention. He's like, what are you going to do when self-driving trucks come out this year? They will not be approved. They just gave over 30,000 Sikh Indians visas the past 2 years to make sure we have plenty of drivers. They're letting the hours of regulation even be changed so we have plenty of drivers. But yet, you internet folks who Googled one article, they're going to have self-driving trucks, Erica. I read it in an article. You don't know that the Congress and the Senate is full of people lobbying for their interests in trucking. It's a $700 billion industry. They're not letting it go the way of the automatic truck when every time a truck comes out and it kills somebody. So again, I refuse to answer those. These are from people who read one article. They are not well versed in anything, and yet they want to tell me, what do you think happens about self-driving trucks? They're not happening. Every time they come out, they kill somebody. Literally kill somebody. No insurance company in the world wants to be the back rider of a killing machine, where every 2 minutes it goes out of the yard, it has to pay somebody for it killing somebody. No. Now, 15 years from now, possible. Right. Credit cards are 90 days late, 99 days late, and car payments are 90 days late right now. Yeah, and the economy is bad. Sherlock Holmes, get in the course. I mean, because what I'm teaching in the course is, here's the thing. There's levels to this. And there are people who don't even care. I mean, like, there's a guy, I can show you his channel. And some people are like, oh, don't start off selling things or sending links or doing this. There's literally channels of people from day one sending traffic wherever they wanted to. And that's just what it is. So tips on, 84 months is 7 years. 7 years. People don't even like a car after 2 years. That's why I'm like, don't do it. I'm telling you, when the bartender, if somebody is willing to burn everything, they will burn you. If they're willing to light a house on fire just to get one thing, watch out for those people. That's why I carry it on play. Tips on being logical. Tips on being logical. What do you mean? Logical in life, logical in relationships, logical in what way? Sometimes you gotta take risks. I'm gonna leave that alone, baby Griot. I'm gonna leave that all alone. Almost done with cash flow quadrant. Good. I'm still working 18-hour days. Good grief. My 3-year-old's driving me crazy, but I'm enjoying the extra time with her, going to park almost every day. And that's part of what I want people to do. What's up to the 400 people in the chat? I want people to go walk at the park. I want them to drink some hot tea. I want them to take a deep breath. And I want them to get out of the house. So stress kills and toxic air in your house kills. Open up the doors, open the windows. Like right now in the other room, my screen door is open all the way open, getting fresh air in here, recycling the air on out. I mean, again, Charles Davis, it's a real word, intellectual masturbation. It's where people really get off on talking about topics that go nowhere. And you'll see it everywhere on YouTube. You'll see it where people are talking about something. You're like, does that put money in your pocket? Does that grow your bank account? Does that increase your value? Does that give, there used to be a thing in church and youth group where you're like, is that edifying? Like they want you to stop saying something bad. They're like, is that edifying, Erica? And you go, is it? I don't know. I agree. Too many bad actors, non-compliant folks. I do that often. I've done that video plenty of times for books you should read. Again, in the blog, I have a list of books you can pick up. Oh, wait, she might have changed it. Let me go look at the blog before I tell you that. Funny and very blunt. I think, I'm from the South, and I think sometimes we want people to sugarcoat things or dance around a topic. And, oh, yeah, we don't have to do that. We're grown. And I think what's really the downfall of people is they are not free to speak. They're not free to say, hey, I will not tolerate that behavior. period. Nope, pretty much give them a call, because here's the thing. And this is what I mean, people are behind the eight ball. You've been home for 2 weeks. You know you're going to be late. Period. You know you're going to be late. You know you're going to be late on cards. You know you're going to be late on things. And you communicate with people, I'm going to be late. And if people are like, oh man, I can't take that, you being late, then guess what? Fuck them. It don't matter. I'm not smoking weed. This is a facial steamer. And again, people don't want to really hear it. Marriage and kids are a sign of wealth. It really is. Boat party is going down. Working from home has made me realize I don't want things to go back the way they were before. I get all my work done in 3 to 4 hours and focus on what I want. Exactly. Same thing with school. The school work day. If you say, hey, we got to finish, the average homeschooler finishes stuff in an hour to 2 hours. Period. The average homeschooling family, an hour, 2 hours. You look at what they're doing at school all day. They're drabbling out with a sea of kids who aren't paying attention. Basic information. The cold steam is better. It's better. The hot steam, you're only supposed to hot steam your face once a week, twice a week max. The cold steam, it's like a cold mist. You could do that like every day. It helps with your sinuses. It helps with your face. No. I mean, who me says I love your channel. Nah, I save that for every time somebody asks me about trucks or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they just aren't safe. And like, if you just study something for an hour, you'll see. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't work. Honestly, Drea, I'm actually not taking anybody right now. Like we haven't taken new people for anything. I haven't bought any new extra properties. I haven't done anything. Like, we're just like containing. And then I'm just running the trucking so that the trucking is like making crazy money, because basically got ripped off by a third party company last year. So we're just in a phase of like making sure all the trucks are running, making sure everybody's tenants are paying, and that's the focus. No, Todd Smith, I'm not smoking. It is a facial steamer. Even drivers of Teslas report a lot of issues with self-driving. So if you want to go check out another YouTuber's channel, he repairs Teslas, and they come from the Teslas having accidents. He gets them for dirt cheap, and then he works on them. I do not smoke. This is a facial steamer. I do not put any essential oils in this steamer. It actually not to with this dewy, because this dewy one you can take through the airport. So if certain things have residue of oils in them, you're not getting it through the airport unless you're checking it in. Chad Poole, just go ahead and talk to Mobile Home Elite investors. Being a logical entrepreneur, not irrational, emotional, staying focused. Sparkle Sims, the best thing you can do right now is if there's something you really want to research or study, spend like the next 3 days doing it. Like, really commit to doing it. Because what happens is people will read about something for 7 years and never do anything about it. They'll read about real estate. And then by the time they're ready to do something, the market's changed. And it's like, okay. So I guess it's a big no for hosting a 10-hour live stream. Honey, it's always a big no for that. Got many other things to do in my life. Thank you. By the time 15 years go by, you may have picked up $20 million. True. Dixon, there's even in the SBA loans I just filled out, they're like, what do you predict is your losses from this? So again, people can write off their losses. Also, your insurance company can pay for losses too, depending on your insurance company and depending on your policy. Oh, Facebook Marketplace is I was on Facebook Marketplace and like there's a person I rented a whole trailer for $450 rental. Because really, like if you have a truck and you can't, unless you get a bunch of power only loads, you need a trailer or you need a flatbed. It's the only way you're really gonna make money. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is full of opportunity though, if you search it. Am I open to having a remote intern? Not at the moment. You guys, like, if I could say it in the best way possible, like I'm slam busy and every little thing I could delegate away, like the next 3 days, certain things are delegated away from me. I will not touch them. I have staff in the office for that and I get to focus on a different project. And like the bandwidth is limited. Like even doing it this late at night, I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. The bandwidth is limited. It just is. And so it's hard to have to train somebody, teach somebody. Nah, they pretty much have to be local, come in and out. I train them and they can go remote. If they're remote, they have to already know what I'm talking about. I need them for. How low do you think real estate will go outside of Texas? Depends on the area. Again, go look at the Forbes Boomtown list of 2016. Look at the 16 towns on it. Go read them. They've been booming for years. But I think you're going to be able to pick up just about anything in Atlanta. You're going to be able to pick up things in Charlotte really cheap. I'm here because of that thumbnail. Listen, change is good. And Trump will ride this out because no one likes to change their dance partner if they think the dance is going well. Does that make sense? Like, no one wants to change. Like, I remember when George Bush Jr. was in office and everybody was hating the Iraq war. Oh, I hate it. But he won again because no one really wants to change dance partners when you're like, maybe it could work out. Maybe he can fix this. Maybe he can solve this. And that's what this is. And I know a lot of people are like, he ain't going to win again, Erica. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, nope. You see Joe Biden's quiet. You see even Bernie's quiet because no one wants to change dance partners in the middle of a dance. Because if it goes well, then he gets to claim the credit. If it goes bad, then people get to blame him. That's all. No, I don't transport cars. There's a lot of money in it, but I don't. Involve Florida. Yeah, Florida's got some issues right now. So anyway, look, I got to go. It's been 57 minutes. I just want you guys to kind of take a deep breath. The next 2 weeks in April may be awful. We'll talk about it. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to stay positive by focusing on what you're going to do. Like, come with what you're going to do. What are you going to focus on? Not Rona. What are you going to get your directional life towards? You have to pick a mission. You have to keep it. Again, no one and nothing is going to stop your direction if you are committed. If someone's willing to burn down the whole house, stay away from them. If they're willing to burn everything, run the other way. They've shown you who they are. Take a deep breath. Keep on walking. Again, I've seen a ton of people go through worse and keep moving. All right, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Hey, make sure you check out the links below the video when it renders. I always post what courses are available, what things you can join, and I'm still working on that recession-proof class, and we'll probably get it out sometime later this week. Later, you guys.